This is the very first play of the game. Very first. You just seen the jump ball. And so now you're like, they dumb sorry. They turned the ball over within the first 7 seconds of the game. But pay attention to Dejounte Murray, how he's able to get the steal. Notice his demeanor. Instead of being so antsy and aggressive and pushing up to get the steal, he approaches it calmly, relaxed, slowly. And then as he gets closer, it makes Dinwiddie think he's just trying to press up, trim away some time from the clock. But nah, Murray's coming up to try to get that steal once he sees the opportunity to get it. And with that 7-foot wingspan that he got, makes it just that much easier. And mistakes are going to happen. You're going to slip up at times. But mistakes are a good thing. Don't see mistakes as a bad thing. Anytime you see me say something was wrong or I'm correcting something, mistakes are good. They're great. They show you weaknesses, one, and they keep you on your toes, especially when you're great at doing something. So like say Steph, for example. Steph's the greatest shooter of all time. Steph misses a shot or he's missing a ton of shots. It stops him from feeling invincible. It keeps him on his toes, makes him say, all right, I got to lock back in. I know what I'm capable of, but I know that if I'm not locked in, I won't be able to do what I do best at my best. So mistakes and slip-ups are always a great thing to happen as long as you learn from them. One of us here said it wasn't gonna last. Communication is key. Watch Collins on that point. Off-ball switch. If you don't off-ball switch in games, you're selling yourself short and you're making the game harder than it has to be. It just takes communication, but a lot of y'all don't want to open your mouth. A lot of players don't want to talk when they're on the court. But Collins right here, he talks and he points. And not only that, but they all know the personnel. He sees Bertans on the perimeter. He knows he's about to shoot. So he closes out quick with speed. And with the left-hand contest on a right-hand shooter, and he doesn't jump into his landing space. He goes across the body. Great play by Murray. But this play, I want you to notice where his head is turning to. I want you to watch his head. Notice. Okongwu got his ass boomed on. But the thing with Murray though, you may wonder why Murray gets so many steals in games. It's because he's active with everything that's going around. A lot of times you see players in these situations just get backdoors slipped up, don't even know what's going on. They get their eyes stuck on the ball. The second you get your eyes stuck on the ball, you stuck in the mud, you're going to be in the same spot just watching the ball. You're going to be observing what's going on instead of actually playing. So notice as Murray's just constantly turning his head back and forth. Turn back and forth. He looks this way. He turns right. He can see Green out on his peripheral. He looks up. He can see Dinwiddie at the top with the ball. Constantly turning. He brings the ball over. Now his head is still. Now instead of trying to turn his head from such a great distance to see two things, he's looking at one spot and seeing two from his peripheral. And his hands are active the whole time. Dinwiddie's over here working out ISO and got Okongwu on the island, but he still got his hands active, ready for a play to happen. Dinwiddie boomed on his ass, I ain't gonna lie. Another slip up, it's gonna put him on his toes. But I want you to notice though, in this first half, he's not matched up against Luka. Hunter had him on the matchup in the first half. In the first half, Luka was like 6 of 10 from the field, 6 of 9 from the field, like 15, 20 points. Second half though, that's when it really get active. That's when it get active. And I entered this game, I was like, damn, he not watching him. I was like, damn, he not guarding him. But second half, that's when I got excited. But notice this though. You did your job, Dejounte. They hit that corner three, but Dinwiddie traveled, and Buddy right here is just blind. I don't know where Dinwiddie was trying to go. Seemed like he was trying to go to Barbados with this travel. 1, 2, 3, 4. Golly. Whoa. You did your job. You did your job. Hold on, though. I want you to peep this. Jason Kidd. He got on all black Supreme Air Force Ones, bro. Like that. That's Jason Kidd. Ain't no jokes. Ain't no jokes being told. That's Jason Kidd. All black Supreme Air Force Ones. Jason Kidd, I knew you was cool before, but I know now for sure you got an invite to the cookout. Without a doubt. That's crazy. And now this is where it started to get real. He got that Luka matchup in the second half. And now what allowed him to win this matchup in the second half and limit Luka and be able to get this win is one, his active hands, and two, how he's able to get over screens. If you're a hooper right now, I need you to take some notes. You need to take some notes right now. This whole half, Murray does not get touched by a single screen. Notice what he does as soon as he gets off the screen. Like I said, he doesn't get hit. If you're going through screens, your goal is not to get through a screen, it's to get around the screen. You're supposed to get past the screen. Don't try to go through a screen. You're going to run somebody over. I hate when people say get through the screen. You got to get around it or maneuver around it in ways that's best for you. Usually you got to push up and slide over or drop back and slide under. But Murray just moves in the ways that's best for him. And then after he gets over the screen, he shows his hands high to eliminate as many passing lanes as he could. Now that's where Dallas has got to hit shots, but they haven't been hitting shots all season. Murray ain't get touched on a single screen all half. All half he ain't get touched. He ain't get touched all half, but most times you see players just try to continue to slide. You may just have to completely turn your body, chase, and kind of just maneuver your body around the top of the screen, especially in a situation like this. Murray had active hands every single time, but you need to be aware of this. By having active hands, it don't mean you're going to get a steal every single time. You won't always get a deflection every single time having active hands. It's like you just won't be able to. You're just going to keep doing it until you do reach that point where they do slip up and you get a hand on it, you get that steal. It's not going to happen every time, but if you don't do it at all, you won't get any steals. Every time. Every time his hands are active. Anytime, any defensive play you see his hands are active. That's why he averages like 2 steals a game. But he's going to be what? Probably like 2 for all the times his hands are active, like 2 for 100. But it's worth it in the end because you're eliminating options. And on this one, pass got swung corner. Usually when the ball swings corner, unless they dribble drive, the only option is going to be the back to the wing. But now you can't get backdoored. And the way to stop from getting backdoored, if you're in this situation, is to split their shoulder in the middle of your body, but keep your hands active. So now they can't just get right around your body. Make sure your shoulder's not on the inside of them so they can do that little swim move, get over the top. Make sure that their shoulder's split in your middle of your body. And if you see a passing lane to get to, get in there. Gamble on the first one. That's great hustle. He gambled, and that's the only time that Luka scored on them the whole second half. Gamble on the steal. Recovered. But then boom, he lost his discipline at the end. That's the only time Luka got a bucket on him. And that wasn't even a field goal. That was 2 free throws. So if you're going to gamble on a play, make sure you hustle back into the play. And don't make your teammates have to cover up for your mess.
Left that short but got fouled. Young waiting to check into the scores table.
He's not getting touched. Cause the second that the screener does try to hit him, they're gonna call it moving screen. Cause now they gotta stick that shoulder out, stick that hip out. It's gonna be a moving screen. Notice his hands. Now this is I had a little video talking about this a little bit. People are saying, "Oh, Luka ball hogs. Why should the teammates try to even go get the ball? He just ball hogs." 2 wrongs don't make it right. And on top of that, Luka's not wrong. He's not ball hogging, whatever you guys want to call it. He's not ball hogging. That's his play style. And that's the only reason Dallas is good. They have a bunch of guys who are role players around him to fit around Luka. So he's not even a ball hog. That's for one. And two, don't let your teammate get don't let your teammate get trapped or get doubled, and your defender leaves, and then you just go leave with him. You don't even notice. That's what's gonna mess it up. Now you see Luka telling him to come forward. This has been happening all season. I'd assume it would get across at some point, but it's easier said than done. And so it's gonna take a lot of action, a lot of discipline to always realize this in game scenarios. He ain't get touched. He ain't get touched all second half.
27 points to lead Atlanta. Doncic back to Finney Smith.
Just by having active hands right there, that's usually a pop right there, shot for Finney Smith or whatever shooter that is. But notice the angle that his hands take off. It makes Lucas sit in the air for a little longer, had to throw that pass a little further back. So now Finney Smith can't step into that shot like he would normally. And now Bogdanovich is able to come back and recover. Usually that's an easy popping shot, but nah. In our second half, of course, Murray's a great defender. He's gonna have to get the switch to get a bucket. He's gonna have to get that switch. He's gonna have to get that switch. He ain't scoring that on Murray. And on top of all that defense, he had a 30-piece. 30-piece. So that's the end of this video. Dejounte Murray, underrated defender. A lot of things you can learn from him. So make sure that if you watch Atlanta Hawks, you watch Dejounte Murray's defense. And he should be in that conversation with the Patrick Beverleys, Marcus Smarts, Drew Holidays as one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA, without a doubt. So make sure you subscribe, like, turn on those notifications, hit how that video is dropping daily, and we out of here.